Picture this: a young boy from Pensacola, Florida, watching his father throw grown men around like rag dolls in wrestling rings across America. But this isn't just any kid dreaming of stardom. This is a boy carrying the weight of 4 generations of wrestling royalty on his shoulders. A boy who would grow up to become the highest-paid wrestler in WWE history, with a fortune that would shock even his legendary family. Tonight, we dive deep into the rise of Roman Reigns, a man who walked away from a potential NFL career, battled cancer in secret, and transformed from the most hated wrestler in WWE into their biggest cash cow. His recent victory in Paris has fans talking. But what they're really whispering about is the staggering fortune he's built along the way. The story begins on May 25, 1985, when Leati Joseph Unoue entered the world. But he wasn't born into just any family. He was born into wrestling royalty. His father was of Samoan descent, and his mother is of Sicilian ancestry, creating a unique blend that would serve him well in the entertainment world. His father, Sika, was one half of the legendary Wild Samoans tag team. Imagine growing up with bedtime stories about championship victories instead of fairy tales. Picture family dinners where uncles and cousins weren't just relatives. They were WWE superstars. He counted among his extended family a number of wrestling greats and WWE stars such as Rikishi, Yokozuna, and perhaps the most famous member of the Inoue dynasty, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But young Joe Inoue didn't want to wrestle. Not at first, he had dreams of the gridiron, not the squared circle. He was a formidable football player, standing 6'3" with the build of a linebacker and the heart of a warrior. College recruiters noticed. The NFL seemed within reach. Then, life threw its first curveball. A career-ending injury shattered those football dreams. Imagine the devastation. Everything you've worked for, gone in an instant. What do you do when Plan A crumbles before your eyes? For most people, that would be the end. But the Inoue blood runs thick with resilience. Joe found himself standing at a crossroads. Behind him lay the broken pieces of his football aspirations. Ahead, the family business that he'd spent years trying to escape. The transition wasn't smooth. Wrestling may have been in his DNA, but respect in the locker room, that had to be earned. He started from the bottom, grinding in developmental territories, learning that being an unho got you in the door. But it didn't guarantee anything. WWE introduced him as Roman Reigns in 2012, as part of the Shield alongside Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. 3 hungry young men breaking through barricades and changing the landscape of professional wrestling. But even then, something was brewing behind the scenes. We executives saw dollar signs when they looked at Roman. He had the look, the presence, the bloodline, everything WWE wanted in their next top star. But the fans had other ideas. The moment WWE began pushing Roman as their golden boy, the audience revolted. Imagine working your entire life to reach the pinnacle of your profession, only to have thousands of people boo you every night. Not because you're a villain, but because they feel you're being forced down their throats. You deserve it. The crowds would chant, ... but not in a good way. It was brutal, soul-crushing. Night after night, the man who was supposed to be WWE's next Superman was getting rejected by the very people he was trying to entertain. Lesser men would have cracked. But Roman kept pushing forward. Behind the scenes, his value to WWE was skyrocketing. Roman Reigns is currently one of the highest-paid wrestlers in WWE, making an estimated $5 million a year. But the real test was yet to come. In 2018, during what should have been a career-defining moment, Roman dropped a bombshell that silenced every critic. Standing in that ring, vulnerable and raw, he revealed something that changed everything. "I have leukemia." The crowd that had booed him mercilessly suddenly stood in stunned silence. This wasn't a storyline. This was real life invading their entertainment. The man they'd rejected was fighting a battle far more important than any championship. For 4 months, Roman disappeared. No cameras, no interviews. Just a man fighting for his life while his WWE contract continued to pay him millions. The company stood by their investment, knowing that sometimes the most valuable asset isn't what you see in the ring. It's the character shown outside of it. When he returned in February 2019, something had fundamentally changed. Not just in Roman, but in how people perceived him. The boos weren't completely gone, but there was respect now, understanding. He'd proven he was more than just WWE's hand-picked golden boy. But the real transformation came during the pandemic. With no crowds to boo or cheer, Roman reinvented himself. As the tribal chief, he embraced his heritage, his family legacy, and most importantly, his role as the villain. Sometimes the best way to become beloved is to become the bad guy on your own terms. The money followed the character evolution. As of early 2025, most credible sources, including Celebrity Net Worth, estimate Roman Reigns has about $14 million in net worth. But some reports suggest the figure could be even higher. Roman Reigns' net worth is estimated to be around $24 million, according to other sources. Think about that for a moment. $14 to $24 million. That's not just wrestling. Money, that's generational wealth. That's your great-grandchildren will never have to worry about money wealth. But how did he build this empire? It starts with his WWE contract, but it doesn't end there. Merchandise sales, endorsement deals, appearances, licensing agreements. When you're the face of a billion-dollar company, every aspect of your image becomes a revenue stream. Reigns and his wife have 5 kids, and he's spoken openly about the balance between career and family. Picture trying to explain to your children why daddy gets booed at work, or why he had to miss birthdays to fight for championships that some people think are predetermined. His home in Tampa, Florida, isn't just a house, it's a compound. A sanctuary where the tribal chief can just be Joe, where the pressure of carrying WWE's biggest storylines can melt away, if only for a few hours. The recent victory in Paris adds another chapter to his legend. Every win, every title defense, every memorable moment adds zeros to his bank account. WWE has built their entire programming around Roman Reigns for nearly a decade, and that investment has paid off handsomely for both sides. But here's what makes Roman's story fascinating. He's still writing it. At 39 years old, he's in the prime of his career. Other wrestlers his age are thinking about retirement. Roman's thinking about his next million-dollar payday. The endorsement deals alone paint a picture of a man who's transcended wrestling. When mainstream companies want to tap into WWE's audience, they don't call just any wrestler. They call Roman Reigns. Because Roman doesn't just represent WWE. He represents reliability, professionalism, the kind of star who shows up, does the work, and delivers value. His social media presence is another revenue stream. Millions of followers hang on every post, every update, every glimpse into the life of the tribal chief. Sponsored content rates for someone of his caliber. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars per post. But perhaps the most impressive aspect of Roman's wealth is how he's managed it. Unlike some athletes who burn through fortunes, Roman seems to understand the temporary nature of physical careers. Smart investments, real estate, business ventures that extend beyond the ring. The unhealthy family legacy adds another layer to his earning potential. He's not just Roman Reigns. He's the current standard-bearer of wrestling's most successful dynasty. That comes with opportunities that money can't buy, but can certainly monetize. Think about the endorsement meetings. We want Roman Reigns. That'll be $2 million. For what? For being Roman Reigns. It's that simple when you've built a brand so strong that your presence alone drives revenue. The Paris victory is just the latest chapter in a financial success story that's far from over. Each match, each storyline, each moment of television featuring Roman Reigns generates revenue not just for WWE, but for the man himself. Revenue-sharing deals, merchandise, percentages, pay-per-view bonuses. The money streams in from multiple directions. Apart from this, he also earns a marginal profit from merchandise, sales, and other endorsements. But marginal in WWE terms, that's still hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. His evolution from DHC Sport Bapart Perment for Setalodi Plus. Apart from this, he also owns place-fied plot. Most allies, most alend. Most plays, most a, most alef. Most allies, most alive, most aled, most alive, WIAB. I sit, I not lied. We can unsit it, be it to be it. Lie, sleekry to me, it's at least sit, exit to it. I to ga, to put it, the lie, pisital, the beast, and the weakest, the gupet, at the both piece at the deck, but that's well, bless, sub, a woman, the woman, folks, the similarly is similar. Hated babyface to beloved villain proves that sometimes the best career move is authenticity. When Roman stopped trying to be what WWE wanted him to be and started being who he actually was, the money followed. The respect followed. The success followed. The cancer battle, while devastating personally, also humanized him in a way that no wrestling storyline ever could. Suddenly, people weren't seeing a corporate creation. They were seeing a father, a husband, a man fighting the fight that millions of families understand intimately. That authenticity is bankable. Sponsors want athletes who connect with real people dealing with real problems. Roman's journey from football failure to wrestling success to cancer survivor. Two Family Man creates multiple connection points with diverse audiences. His current character work as the tribal chief showcases not just his acting abilities, but his understanding of what makes money in professional wrestling. Controversy creates cash. Emotional investment drives revenue. And Roman has mastered both. The family compound in Tampa isn't just a home, it's a headquarters. A place where business deals are discussed, where career decisions are made. Where the next phase of building the Roman Reigns empire takes shape. Every championship reign adds value to the Roman Reigns brand. Every WrestleMania main event increases his market rate. Every memorable moment becomes content that can be licensed, merchandised, and monetized for years to come. His relationship with WWE is symbiotic in the truest sense. They need him to be their top star. He needs them to be his platform. But make no mistake, Roman holds significant leverage in these negotiations. When you're responsible for a substantial portion of a company's revenue, you get to name your price. The international markets love Roman Reigns. That Paris victory, it's not just about American audiences anymore. WWE is a global brand, and Roman is their global ambassador. International touring, merchandise sales in foreign markets, streaming revenue from international subscribers. It all flows back to the man at the center of it all. Looking ahead, Roman's earning potential shows no signs of slowing down. Hollywood. Opportunities. Business ventures outside wrestling. Potential ownership stakes in various enterprises. The foundation has been built. Now it's about expanding the empire. His 5 children will grow up in a world where their father's name opens doors, where their family's legacy creates opportunities, where financial security isn't a concern, but a given. That's the true measure of Roman's success. It's not just what he's earned, but what he's built for the next generation. The boos have long since turned to respect. The respect has turned to revenue. The revenue has turned to wealth. And the wealth is just getting started. Some wrestlers chase championships. Others chase fame. Roman Reigns chased something more valuable: financial independence for his family and security for his future. In a business where careers can end with one bad fall, he's built something that will outlast any wrestling match. The boy from Pensacola who watched his father wrestle has become a man who's redefined what it means to be successful in sports entertainment. He's proven that authenticity beats artificial every time. That resilience pays dividends. That sometimes the most profitable move is simply being yourself, as he continues to acknowledge his supporters at each victory. Collecting championship. After championship, one thing becomes crystal clear. Roman Reigns isn't just the head of the table in WWE storylines. He's the head of the table. When it comes to wrestling wealth in the modern era, the empire he's built extends far beyond championship belts and crowd reactions. It's measured in millions of dollars, in business opportunities, in a legacy that will inspire and provide for generations to come. From Pensacola to Paris, from football dreams to wrestling reality, from cancer survivor to financial powerhouse, ... This is the Roman Reigns story. A story that's still being written. $1 million contract at a time. What did you think of Roman's incredible journey from rejection to riches? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into the fortunes of your favorite stars, make sure to subscribe to Luminoir for content that goes beyond the surface.